We are live. Welcome to Getting Real. I am your host, Monique Hom, and welcome to 2025. This is our first episode of the year, and I am super excited for today's episode. We are going to talk about goal resilience, basically how you keep your 2025 goals, your resolutions alive. Right before we put pause for the holiday break, we talked about getting a vision and for the year, mining 2024 and getting ready to have a powerful 2025. And today, we're going to talk about what happens because we've all been there. You are excited by the fresh start, the new goals, the new year, the clear vision for what's ahead. But for so many people, the goals fizzle out by February. Actually, they fizzle out by mid-January. And today we're going to tackle head on how do you keep your goals, your dreams alive? How do you stay thriving and taking action all year long? So in this episode today, I'm going to share actionable strategies that you can use that will help you keep your goals on track, it'll give you tools to overcome the common obstacles and a mindset shift that will help you show up for your goals every day. So let's do it. All right. So first, why do our goals lose momentum so fast? So, one of the main reasons why is that we often don't have clarity on what our goals mean. So, when you have a goal and your goal is to make, my goal is to make more money in 2025. What does that mean to make more money? Is it, well, if you walk down the street and you find a quarter, that's more money. Is that what you mean? Probably not. So, what is it that you mean? Do you want to double your income? Do you want to create $5,000 of passive income this year? Do you want to, what is that is very specific, it's measurable. Um, so you want clarity. And it helps to make your goals smart, though I have a way of talking about smart. I call it goddess smart because there are a couple of things in the typical way of talking about smart that I don't like. Specific, very helpful. It's very helpful to be specific, and not being specific and being vague is one of the biggest problems why goals fail. The M in smart has to do with measurable. And that M in measurable is also a big reason why goals fail because you don't know how to measure what you're going for. Like more money, how do you measure that? Having $5,000 of passive income per month, that you can measure, right? You get this property, it's making you 2,500. Now you get another one, right? So that you can measure. So you want something measurable, specific, measurable. Now the A, most of the times people say it's achievable, and the R, realistic. So the I don't like those particular uses of the word, and I'll explain why. So I think anything we can imagine is realistic and is achievable. When I first started to syndicate and I got into real estate investing seriously, I went from having two rental doors to over 1,000 rental doors in a year. That was not realistic, and I never actually would have, even in my wildest dreams, imagined that that was possible, but it was possible. So if I had set a much smaller goal, then I would have limited myself unnecessarily. So I don't necessarily want you to limit yourself. No, instead, what I like are having goals that are aligned. So it has to be in alignment with who you are, who you want to be, what your ultimate vision is. And if your goal, right, is to be like my ultimate vision is to be financially free and to leave a multi-generational legacy of um so my kids and their kids can be financially free, right? That's the vision. So then the goal is in alignment with that. It's in alignment with what your vision is and who you want to be. So, one of the reasons why a lot of people lose momentum is that they set goals that are not aligned with who they want to be and what their ultimate vision is. There's also another misalignment. Sometimes your goal is in alignment with who you want to be, but it's not in alignment with who you think you are, right? So you don't get what you want. You get who you believe you are. So part of the shift has to do with aligning yourself with that person, that the person who would achieve that goal, right? So that's the alignment. That's part of SMART. The A, aligned. The R has to do with racy. So racy in the sense that it makes your heart race. It excites you. It's a stretch for you, and it's exciting. That's how you know you're on the right track. It's an alignment, but then it's also like, oh, it's maybe it's a little scary, but it's exciting, right? And really, excitement is fear with breath. So you're excited, your heart's racing. That's a good goal. So it's specific, it's measurable, it's aligned, it's racy, and it's time bound. So we're talking about 2025 goals. Although I'm going to give you a little hack. It definitely helps to follow. There's a book called the 12-week year, and to give yourself goals for 12 weeks. A lot of people, they give themselves goals. That's another reason why momentum happens. Why people lose momentum and why their goals don't happen is because they give themselves a year. So this is my goal, and by the end of 2025, I want to be here. And because of human nature, we tend to take as much time as we think. And when it feels like, oh, I have 11 and a half months to go, there is no urgency there. All right. So generally, what happens is people have year-long goals. They don't even start really until Q4. And they get to that last quarter and they're like, shoot, I had this goal for the year and I barely started. And now let me get at it. So instead of giving yourself a whole year, shorten the year, 12-week year. Give yourself 12-week goals. So shorter goals. So time bound in that way. All of that will help you with momentum. So it's a shorter timeline, right? It's specific, it's measurable, it's aligned, it's racy, and it's time bound, especially with a shorter time window. So then you don't lose momentum and that initial excitement will stay. So when you have that SMART, when you make your goals, they call it goddess SMART because it's aligned and racy instead of just achievable and realistic. Then you have really good goals. So one of the ways to help is to have goals that are structured in a way that are more likely to be accomplished, right? And then you want and there might be other reasons. So one of the things I want you to think about is of a time you had a goal and then you abandoned your goal. What was the key reason you stopped? Right? So you set a goal for yourself. You were excited about your goal. Maybe it was smart. And then you found yourself, it's December, the year's ending, and again, you're writing that same goal on on your resolution list that you've had and set for year after year after year. Why do you abandon the goal? All right, so I'm going to give you some tools and tips, some hacks that will help you to shift that. But it helps to have that awareness. If there's something, it's like, gee, I don't know. Every time I join the gym, I have the gym membership, I go the first week, and then I don't go again. Why? So let's talk about that and how you can create a plan to help you accomplish your goals. There's a quote: setting goals without a clear plan is like setting out on a road trip without a map. You'll get lost, discouraged, and you'll probably turn back. So let's talk about some of the things that you can do that will help you greatly increase your ability to reach your goals. So the first is make it smart in the way we talked about. The goddess smart: specific, measurable, aligned, racy, and timed out. Okay, once you have that, then you want another huge part is to look at the power of micro wins. You want to celebrate small wins to build momentum. Right? Take smaller steps. First of all, we already want to shorten the timeline. So actually not give yourself a 2025 goal, give yourself a Q1 goal. And the Q1 goal can be a big goal. Most of the time, people given the shorter time frame can accomplish what other people would take a whole year to do. But give yourself a goal that, within, so even if it's a 2025, so say you want to get to $5,000 of passive income in the year. So maybe by Q1, let's say we're at 2,000, or you acquire your first property, and there's something that you do to get you there in that quarter, right? And then you want to celebrate the small wins, that you put in an offer, that your offer was accepted, that you got your first tenant, that any of those little wins you want to celebrate. And you want to take daily actions. One of the things that we do in the Millionaire Real Estate Investor Goddess program, which is really, really helpful, is we put goddesses in accountability pods, these monthly accountability pods, 3 to 5 goddesses. What happens is you set a goal for the month, right? And it's based off of your goal, the larger goal, then the quarterly goal, then here's what my goal is for this month. Yeah. Then within that month, then when we have these 5 times a week, morning, short, laser accountability pod calls. You get on the call, start with a little inspiration, usually an inspirational quote or something. And then we say, hey, my goal for this month is to find a property and get under contract. Right. So that's the goal. Then every day you get on, you share that goal, and they say, today, what I'm going to do is I am going to call the agent. I'm going to call these different agents and choose one. Right. I'm going to schedule conversations with the different agents in that area. So that might be your goal for that day. We also do a pleasure goal because we're goddesses, and it's really important that you incorporate pleasure and fun in this process, in the process of life. That is also a huge part of it, which I'll talk about more in a minute, that you want to incorporate pleasure, but that's part of the being celebratory. So we have this call. So you'll say, and then the next day you come back and say, I said that this is what I said I would do yesterday. I did do it. I called, those 3 agents, or I scheduled calls today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to talk with one of them where we have a call at noon. I'm going to do that. And then this one I'm going to do for pleasure. All right. So this is how, it's little step by little step, and that you get things done. Right. So we take little steps. It's not, you don't have to eat the elephant all at once. Right. We can't do that. The way we get to our goal is we take daily steps every day, move forward even a little bit. I have set a goal for myself. I'm writing a novel, but I promise myself I will do at least 10 minutes a day. 10 minutes a day. It's not a lot. I'm not writing for hours and hours a day. I do other things, but I can find 10 minutes, and things happen in 10 Progress can be made 10 minutes a day, every day, right? So that's 70 minutes a week minimum. And oftentimes, once you get in it, you do more. But I think at least 10 minutes, and that makes progress, right? So you create little goals, little mini goals, and then when you have some progress, you celebrate. You find a way to celebrate. Okay. So if your goal is 5,000 a month of passive income, then every time any you have any movement in that direction, you celebrate. So lots of celebration. That really helps. Little goals, lots of celebration. Also, pleasure. Pleasure is a really huge aspect of having our goals met, right? If we're doing something and it feels really dreary, then we're going to avoid it, right? It's going to feel really dreary. So we want to infuse pleasure as much as we can into our lives, especially for women. It is so crucial. We're taught this: no pain, no gain. You got to man up, muscle through, and grind, hustle. That is not a good strategy for us. So using pleasure every day, getting in tune as well with what juices us up, what excites us. If we do more of that, then we're more attractive to different opportunities. Like, things will come and show up with ease, grace, and flow when we bring in pleasure. So definitely bring in pleasure. Try when we have to do tasks, and if there's something that we're trying to do that's not pleasurable, figure out how can we make this more pleasurable. Maybe you can put your favorite music on while you're doing something, or take a little dance break, or have like talk. You can bookend it with a girlfriend. So I have to make this phone call that I'm not excited to make, but I'm calling you to help me bookend it. And your girlfriend can go, "You've got this," woo, and cheer you on. And he's like, "I'll call you as soon as it's done." And then you go, you make that challenging call, and you call back your girlfriend and say, "I did it." And then you celebrate together. So that is a way that you can, add pleasure, right? Or you can put on your tiara when you're making the phone call, or dress in an outfit that makes you feel fierce. There are a lot of different things that we can do, and all of that is really important. Okay, now, so then another way that we do it is you have systems over motivation, right? Um, let's talk about the myth of motivation. Motivation will fade. You will not always feel like doing the thing. And if that is one of the big reasons why people don't get their goal done, because originally, yeah, I want to go to the gym every day, and I've made this goal, it's exciting. I'm going to go to this gym class and I'm excited for it. I feel like going to the gym, I go to the gym. And then you go to the gym, and the next day, oh, I'm a little sore. I don't feel like going to the gym. I'm going to stay home and watch TV today. Maybe I'll go tomorrow. Maybe I'll feel like going tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes, and I still don't feel like going to the gym. And then you just never feel like going to the gym again. And then it's December, and shoot, why am I still the same weight? Actually, why do I weigh more than I did in January? Because motivation does not last. It does not last. If you leave accomplishing your goals to when you feel like it, you will never do it. You won't do it, because we often don't feel like it. And then when we succumb to the not feeling like it, it's easier to not feel like it. When you have a system and a decision, right? And it's just like, this is what I do, right? You put it into some structure. For example, I brush my teeth every day, at least twice a day. I wake up, basically first thing, I brush my teeth. Before I go to bed, I brush my teeth. Sometimes if I might do it midday, but generally morning, night, always brush my teeth. Do I feel like it? No, I don't feel like it, but it's just something I do. I've decided. I don't argue with myself. I don't debate it. I just do it. Same with making my bed. I get up. Well, not when I usually get up before my husband, so he tends to make the bed more when he gets up. But if it's me or I get up to see the bed's not made, I just make it. So there are certain things there are certain gym classes that I go to every week. I don't debate it. I just go. There are other things that I've decided are really important. Again, I changed how I ate. I stopped having flour and sugar. It's been over 3 years. I don't debate it. I don't think about it. I made a decision. It's not because I feel like it. Sometimes I really feel like having a flour and sugar product, but I don't because I made that decision. So it's not about feeling like it. When you have a goal and you decide, then you set a structure and system in place and routines. So it might be, so for me, in the mornings after I meditate, taking 10 minutes to write. It is also part of what I do. I wake up and meditate. That is, I don't debate it. I don't think about it. I just do that. Then where do I put in the writing? So with your goals, what are the habits that you need to have? What are the habits and routines that you'll need to have tied to your goals? Right? So if you're wanting to get fitter and you want to work out a certain amount of days every day, so how do you put that into your routine? So on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, I'm going to the gym. These are the classes I'm going to go to. You just create it. Put it in the schedule. You plan it. You don't debate it. You don't do it because you feel like it. You do it because you decided you're going to do it. And then you put in you just put it into the routine. These are blissciplines. I call them blissciplines. These are the disciplines that you have that creates a life of bliss, and it is all about your habits. It is about your habits. So my habit of meditating every morning is part of my blisscipline. When I go to do my workouts, part of my blisscipline. I have I was gonna act like I have, time with my husband that is set. I don't think about it, don't debate it. It's important for our relationship. It's part of my blisscipline. Right? So what are the blissciplines that you need to have to create and accomplish your goals? So when you think about the goal, and we don't have control over our outcomes, our results, really, right? So if I go to the gym a certain amount of times a week, I exercise a certain number of times a week, I eat in a certain way, I'm likely to have certain results. I can't guarantee that I'll be this weight by this time. I can't guarantee that. But if I am working out routinely and in a way that is, and I'm strengthening my body and I'm working my cardio and I'm doing these things and I'm eating in a certain way and not too much and eating these macros and doing this, I'm likely to get results, right? If I don't, so somebody who is fit, they have certain habits of being, right? Habits around eating, habits around exercise, habits around sleep, habits around drinking water. So what if that is for you, what are the habits? In Real Estate Investor Goddesses, we have a habit with our accountability pot. So every day we meet, we have a big goal, we set a daily goal, we have a pleasure goal, and we do those like mini actions every day. That is part of the routine that keeps us moving forward. And so what are your goals, and what are the daily or weekly habits that you need to incorporate so that you can achieve what you want? whether it's around having better relationships, right? Having date nights, setting things up. If it's around your health, if it's around your wealth, right? Maybe you have to track your spending and track your numbers and have a habit of paying yourself first or a habit of tithing, right? So there are different things that you can do as you think about it, set small goals, habits, and routines that if you do them consistently, you'll get to your goal. Thinking about who is that person that has what I want. What are their habits? What are their routines? What are their ways of being? And then you have to be that. You want to be who you're becoming. And that will get you there. And the last one has to do with accountability. Right? Accountability, that is a secret weapon. That is so not so secret, but that is the such a huge part of creating, getting this done. Right. So why accountability works when you can build in support systems that keep you on track when you don't feel like it, as well as when you publicly state your goals, it increases commitment. So anytime you can set up accountability, it really helps. I don't have the numbers on me, but they've done studies. Like you set a goal, most people like they have like a 5% chance and just say the goal, like think in their head, like this is my goal for the year. I think when you write it down, it increases to maybe 10-15%. When you when you no, sorry, when you write it down, increases to 50%. When you tell somebody, I think it increases to 65%. And when you have somebody like keeping you accountable, then it increases to 90%, something like that. I might have just made that up, but that is more or less what it is. So you really, really greatly increase your chance of success when you put in that support system. So you want set up things like, we have our accountability pods, and there are these women that show up same time, they'll be there. You show up too, and this is what I'm going to do, and this is, and you tell them what you're going to do, and then the next day you say, I said I would do this, I did it. Or I said I would do it and I didn't do it, and that is not fun to say. So you're way more likely to do it. And then you keep coming back. So that really, really helps. And then sharing it with others. So one of the things that I started in 2024, is I gave myself a daily fun challenge. And I said for the 50 days leading up to my birthday, I was going to do 50 days of fun. And I posted every day on Facebook. That's what I did for fun. And it was really great. And it was actually so profoundly great that I decided I'm going to do a whole year of fun. And today I'm on day 149 consecutive days of fun. But I have this accountability because I have a Facebook group where I post every day, this is what I'm doing for fun. And that has helped me. That plus it's really good for me. But do I always feel like doing the fun? No, I do not. I don't feel like it. A lot of time I'm like, I just want to watch TV, but that's not that fun. So but I have this accountability, and I've promised, and I publicly stated it, and I have this structure and system in place. So it makes me do it. And I'm so happy after, just like I'm so happy when I've gone to the gym, even when I haven't felt like it. So think about how you can put in accountability into your goal setting. Okay, so that we're kind of out of time, but those are the main suggestions I have for you, right? So make your goals goddess smart, so specific, measurable, aligned, racy, time bound. Shorten the time that you give yourself. Don't make it a whole year. Make it 12 weeks so you can stay. The end line is much closer. Keeps the motivation. Put in habits and routines that are tied to your goals. Celebrate your micro wins and put in accountability. So all of that is what will help you get on track and stay on track. So let me know how it goes. And now We're going to end with a end of show Trinity, which is a brag, a gratitude, and a desire. And I'd love to hear your Trinity. So please share in the comment. What is your brag, your gratitude, and your desire? But I will brag. And I guess I sort of was already bragging, but I bragged 149 consecutive days of fun. Hello, that's incredible. And it's been so profound, so profound. I thought it would just be fun, but it's been so much more than that. It has really made me fall deeply in love with my life. It has improved my relationships, and it's made me I the things that when I reach for fun, I'm reaching for the things that are most important. I'm reaching towards relationships and creativity and play, and it makes everything better. So I brag all that I've been consistent, and I'm almost at 150 days of fun cuckoo. And I'm grateful for this fun challenge. I'm grateful for and I'm grateful for the accountability pod. So I show up for an accountability pod with the goddesses, and I'm really grateful that they're there too. And my desire is for you to feel really empowered and excited about your goals, and that we find ourselves at the end of 2025 or at the beginning of 2026, and you're like, I did it. I accomplished all my goals. And likewise, I'd like to have accomplished my goals at the end of this year as well, and the end of this quarter, and then year, etc. So that is my desire. But thank you for getting real with me today. Let's get real and stay real and make this the year where our goals become real. I'll see you next time. Bye.